Hello, Kerry. I'm Robin Stafford. I thought this might be an easier way to get the information to you that you need for this study. Anyhow, I'm using my little microphone here because the sound card in my laptop is kind of poor, and I figured this way you wouldn't have that feedback, so it'd be easier to listen to. I am in the administrative professional program, and I'd have to say that I absolutely love Sharon Behrens and all that she's taught me. Let's see here, and looking at your questions here, activities that I've been involved in or groups. I was in student senate for a little while when I first started coming to campus. It worked out so that when they had meetings, I was on campus, and so that's why I decided to check that out. And I had a lot of fun just running the different activities just to promote student camaraderie or whatever you want to say. It was really a lot of fun for me. I had well, to tell you the truth, I had a ripping good time. Just running games and anything that they put me up to, I'd just take control of that and just run with it. That was a lot of fun. Let's see, plans after graduation. Well, for plans after graduation, I would say that a lot of that has to do with my health. I haven't had the greatest health in the last 3 years, probably since I started school. And I would say that I just need to get myself healthy, and I will go from there. I have heavily considered acquiring a bachelor's degree, but with school comes a heavy stress load. And right now, the people at the clinic tell me that my nerves are on fire, and they keep telling me, Rob, you just need to get rid of the stress. And I said, graduation is coming. So I said it'll be decreasing here pretty soon. With maintaining a 4.0 GPA, I add a lot of internal stress to that. So yeah, I can see that melting off here pretty quick, and I'm really looking forward to that, even though I've enjoyed my journey. Let's see, can you tell me about a memorable experience that you've had while attending this college that you feel influenced your decision to persist? Well, I would have to say that one of the most memorable people that has stood out a number of times for me would be Steve Thayer. And I can remember in my first class on campus with him, I had written communication, and if coming to school as a non-traditional student isn't intimidating enough, let's just put writing in there. And I sat down with Steve Thayer for every assignment, just to have him critique it, to make sure that I was on course. And he looked at me one day and he said, Robin, he said, I haven't set you up to fail. He said, I've set you up to succeed. And I think from that moment on, I have just carried that with me. And another time he said, Robin, he said, just look around you. He said, you will find that same support everywhere you go on each MSTC campus. And I did. I opened my eyes, I looked around, and anytime I needed anything, I just would reach out to people and they would come running. Another, I would say, key person for helping me would have to be Mary Marks as well, because I only read with one eye. I have two, and you can see two, but I only read with one eye. I have a twin brother, and it's kind of funny because he has the exact same. He reads with his left eye, and I read with my right. So go figure. We both got robbed in the womb. Anyway, she has just helped me get books on CD so that I can increase font so that I could keep up with the rest of the people in the class, and I have so appreciated her. Let's see, moving on. Can you tell me about a memorable? Oh, I did that. Okay, memorable. Yeah, Steve Thayer, what a guy. I would say Sharon Behrens has been a major encouragement as well, and I just love her sense of humor and her lightheartedness and the ease with which she flows through things going wrong on campus. When you're working with technology, something is bound to just blow up, and she would just roll with it. So I think having her in classes from the very beginning just helped me to realize that I'm not going to have days where everything goes right on a regular basis. I just have to laugh about that. So I learned how to relax a lot through that, and boy, I can see that my red cheeks from tanning are just getting even redder in that picture there. Okay, let's see. What drove me to come to college? Well, college has been a lifelong dream for me. Coming out of high school was a disaster. My mother had died, and my dad didn't handle that very well. And my twin brother and I were split up and thrust into foster care homes. I had gone through a couple of them. I had started out in Pittsville and ended up in Marshfield and graduated from senior high at Marshfield. And I just remember that high school was pretty much a disaster. I look back and I don't remember a lot of it. I think I was just pretty well traumatized from just that era of my life. And I thought, oh my gosh, I really want to go to school. I don't know if I can do it. And I had considered myself not as intelligent. And I have really found that that is just a lie that I had believed for different areas. For example, high school math. I don't even know how I passed that. And coming to school as a non-traditional student, I they had high school math, college math listed right in the beginning. I thought, no, we're just going to push that baby off right till the end, and I ended up taking that last semester because I had no choice, and I came at it with both guns, and I thought I am just going to do it. And but I say by the grace of God, because that's another thing that's carried me through school is my strong faith. And by the grace of God go I, and I came away with a 98.29% for a final grade, and I'm still in awe of that. And I took extensive notes for that class and saved binders of information because my husband and I have 6 grandchildren. We have 4 adult children, but we have 6 grandchildren as well. And I thought they're going to be up and coming, and I thought Nana can teach them math. I'm looking forward to it. I will rise to the occasion. Let's see. Have these? Let's see. What drove you to college? Have these reasons changed, strengthened, or weakened? No, I have always wanted to go to college, so come what may. And believe me, there have been a lot of things that have just flooded my world that should have knocked me off, and I just, once I start something, I have to finish it. In high school, I didn't have the mental ability to stick with things, I think, because losing my mother to cancer was devastating, and then being thrust into foster care home. So I think around age 17, 18, I decided that whatever I had undertaken, I was going to finish. And coming to college, like I said, it's something that I've always wanted to do. So no, once I got here, I was here to complete it. How would you describe your own persistence experience? Well, to give you a little bit about my personality, I am kind of like a bulldog. And if I sink my teeth into something, I'm not letting go until I've killed it, completed it, whatever you want to say. And basically, and you're not going to get it away from me unless you just take me out of the picture. So when I set my mind to do something, I'm pretty well fixed to where I am going to plan to get it done, no matter what obstacle hits me. And just to give you an idea of the first semester of school for obstacles, I found myself with nerve damage extensively in my right hand, and with an inability to type well. And I had document formatting with Sharon Barron's, and she had a limit of 50 words per minute with minimal mistakes in order to get an A for the class. And I just worked my butt off, and I thought, I'm going to will these fingers to do what they need to do to get that A. And besides that, we had realized that we needed to replace our roof on our house prior to winter coming. And so I just still can't believe it, because I started with 12 credits, full-time student. I can remember my oldest daughter looking at me, she said, "Mom, are you nuts?" And I said, "I don't know, we'll find out." And that first semester, we were replacing the roof on our house while I was going through the issues with my right hand, my right arm, and I can just remember feeding the machine that would blow insulation into the attic, because my husband and I took on a lot of the work to decrease the cost. I mean, that was about a $30,000 project, and insurance didn't cover all of it. We did what we could, so we were working our tails off. And I can just remember going to physical therapy back then and feeding this blower machine for 16 hours almost straight. We stopped for a few minutes and just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm never going to leave physical therapy. And if I can write or type after this, it'll be an absolute miracle. Well, lo and behold, miracles still happen today. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on. What has been the main thing that's driven you to complete your education? Well, like I said, I'm not a quitter. I thought, I'm here. I have been graced with the funding through the Dislocated Worker Program, and I am not going to waste it. And people are entrusting me to give this my all. And so I set my mind to just achieve exactly that. Let's see. What factors have helped you to complete your degree or diploma? I would have to say I have a strong family support system. My husband is amazing. We have been married 30 years just this last Monday. My 4 kids are amazing. They get in there and go, I mean, when my eyes are just bloodshot and I don't feel like I can go on anymore, they come up and they go, Mom, you can do it. You're almost done. And I would have to say that the amazing staff and faculty at Mid-State Technical College and every campus, and I'm surrounded by amazing people. And not only that, like I said, my faith. I've said repeatedly, by the grace of God go I, and I really mean that, because I think that if God hadn't met me at every point, I'm pretty sure I would have flopped on my face or just lost my just my stamina to complete this, because it has been very trying. And I look back and I'm almost done. And so I'm very thankful for that. What does earning a college degree or diploma mean to you? Well, it's a lifelong dream. I've always wanted to do it. And I think that when you have so many things that are lined up to help you succeed, how could you not achieve it? How could you, and it means the world to me. I have a wealth of people that have helped me to achieve this lifelong dream. When thinking about the things that could have hindered your success, how did you overcome them? Put one foot in front of the other. At moments, I would just take it day by day, just because life has been a flurry. People would look at me and they go, oh, Robin, but you're not working. No wonder you can pull off a 4.0. Well, let me tell you, I have a lot more in my world that just fill it where work doesn't. And I think that it's got to be my cheerleading squad, my husband, my kids, just telling me that I could do it, just to keep my focus and just keep going. And despite chronic pain and, oh my gosh, so many obstacles, I feel like my world has blown up several times. Even prior to starting school, my dad had passed away, and I had taken care of his estate and scrapped steel to pay the astronomical attorney bills that got lopped onto everything, besides paying for his burial. And life just seems to play out like that around me. I think that I just have things blowing up around me, and I think that having a sense of humor also really helps, because I think I'm just fitted with a personality that looks for the sunshine and the rainbow beyond the storm. And I'm really thankful that I have been made like that, because I find humor and I make light of the situation. Just to give you an idea, my son had rolled his car, or I should say one of our cars, last winter. And as soon as I knew he was all right, he had called me, told me that he was all right. And I happened upon the scene on A, and it was the last curve on A. It had rained and then it snowed, and he actually flipped the car. And I stood by one of the firefighters there, and I said, well, I guess getting out there and turtle waxing that vehicle every year, every summer has paid off, because he got a really good distance out of that slide. The firefighter just looked at me. I'm sure I'm pretty rare for a person to come upon a scene and just to say that type of thing. But knowing that my son was all right, and a vehicle is just a vehicle and it can be replaced, that, you know, he was fine. And that's what mattered the most. So anyway, yes, I have a sense of humor that just gets me through. Let's see. What has been the most difficult part about persisting to graduation? Well, like I said, I have dealt with some pretty chronic pain. I just found out about a year ago that I have significant spinal stenosis and degenerative disc disease in my back. And last year, this time, I was actually using a four-wheel walker to get up to campus, and prior to that, I had been using a wheelchair to get around. And I had been in and out of a wheelchair a lot prior to being diagnosed. And I would say that, sorry. I would say that just dealing with chronic pain and not being able to sleep. When I was going up to pain management at Marshfield Clinic, and I looked at them, I said, just help me to conquer the pain so that I can sleep, so I can just maintain my 4.0. I said, this is my dream. I said, just help me. And they did. And as soon as I could, I just I quit. Like, I got rid of the pain pills, and I'm not drinking. Last semester, I can't believe it, but I drank 9 large cans of coffee through the semester just to stay viable, because I had slept so little due to pain. And just to not be there this semester, I'm just really thankful for that. So I would say that would be probably the most difficult part about persisting to graduation. Let's see. Did you ever think about quitting? No, I never thought about quitting. Like I said, it's very difficult for me to quit anything. And if anything, I'd say that you'd have to probably cut me off before I quit. Robin, leave. Just leave. No, you probably have to kick me out. Never thought about quitting, because it's just not in my it's not who I am. Working prior to coming to school, I was an acting postmaster for the USPS, and I love my job. When I first started that job, there were times where I had thought about quitting because it was so grueling. And basically, it was a sink or swim situation. They would throw you in. They'd take you and they'd throw you into an office, and they'd say, here's what this is, do it. And thankfully, I grew up with hard work ethic, and I was a workhorse from very little on, and I was determined to swim. And it kind of brings back the memory of when I was about 2.5 years old. We are originally from Anaheim, California, and we had an in-ground pool. And I can remember my father throwing me into the pool and telling me to swim at 2.5. And by golly, I did it. Yeah, they were all standing around watching me, and I had relatives that were ready to come and save me, but I swam. And I would say that come what may, and through life, I've been swimming ever since. So, okay, let's see. Well, we'll just skip B because I didn't almost quit. Of everything that I've just talked about, what has stood out the most? For MSTC, I would have to say, once again, the amazing people, the teachers. They really, for the students that really want to get in there and learn the material, they back them. They just jump on board with you, and they are so excited to find people that are as ecstatic as they are about the material. And I just have to laugh at Sharon Barons, because she would just get so tickled over how excited I would get. I absolutely love technology. From the time I started learning Microsoft Office to intermediate to graphics and print media, Steve Thayer through oral communication and written communication got me turned on to video production, and Sharon photography, creating better movies, podcasting, and now that I'm in social media marketing. I'm using Google Hangouts on air, and I'm making a video. So how fun is that? Just point me in a direction, and I will go. A lot of times I'll just teach myself. Another memorable thing, let's see. I had wanted to be a part of the people who were tutors, but I just didn't feel that it would jive with my schedule, and money has never been a motivator for me to pursue anything. It has to be because I really want to do it. You can't place a dollar bill out in front of me to get me to do anything, because it just doesn't motivate me. And I would have to say that I have loved sitting beside other students who are struggling in classes and helping them learn the material. And I've mentioned this to Sharon Barons a number of times, and she said, "Robin, you should have been a teacher." And it is something that I thought about, and I would love to pursue a bachelor's degree, and right now my health will really determine where my future goes. But even if I don't, I have considered getting on board with the Literacy Council and just helping people that way. So as far as my future, where that goes, it will have to be a job to where I'm giving into somebody else's life, because I really care about people, and I want to get under them and lift them and encourage them just as much as I've been encouraged through life. I feel that when our children were little, I spent most of the time by myself raising our children, because my husband had spent long hours on the road. And I had heard once that it takes a community of people to raise a child. But I'm of the opinion that it doesn't stop there. That as people, as adults, as individuals, we have to constantly be surrounded by some type of community, some type of support group in order to make it in life. And I have had that available to me. And I just want to be there for somebody else so they can make it, so they know that they can make it. And when they look at me on a day where they don't feel like they can go another step, I want to be the one to say, yes, you can. And so that's really important to me. And I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, I would love to write books. I would love to write children's books. Sharon Barons knows about that. So we'll see where that takes me. And I have a family that can illustrate children's books. I have my oldest daughter who has actually written some things and illustrated them. So I feel like the future is wide open at this point, and we'll just see where it goes. I don't know where it's going to go. I can say that I'm excited about it, and yeah, and I will make the best of whatever comes. Let's see. Gee, Kerry, I don't know what else I can tell you. I don't know what else I can tell you. So with this, I think I'll just sign off. I will send you my phone number, and we can either chat by phone, or you can shoot me some more questions and I can type those out for you, or I can send you another video, whatever you'd like. I hope this works for you, and I wish you all the best in your future and with wherever your road takes you. And thank you for your patience with me in trying to get together. I just hope this is a beneficial means for you to accomplish your goals with this project. And with that, I'll just say goodbye and have a nice evening.